Hello and welcome back to another video on my channel. Today I am taking part in the paper crafting YouTubers hop and the theme for April is double rainbow. So I have started off with this rainbow paper from the Maggie Holmes Garden Party collection. I have the paper pad, so all of the bits that you can see on screen currently, so the label tags to the left was a cut apart sheet and that floral was also a cut apart sheet. So I started by thinking, so I went through I found this rainbow paper and I thought it'd be great for this YouTube hop. And then I was trying to find some summary photos to go with it. And I had this 8x10 photos put in a pocket page ready to be scrapped. So I decided that these would be perfect for it. I have already done, there's a page with a lot more photos of like all my family members, but I had just discovered that I could print off photos and make them look like this Polaroid style. So I have done that on my phone. There's just an app that I use, and then printed them out, and then so I thought that they would look better on their own layout, so that's why I've got this little layout, just these two tiny little photos. They're equivalent to about 3x4. They've just had their corners rounded on the bottom, that's the only difference. So I've been fiddling around with these tiles, like Scrabble tile sticker letter things. They're foam, and they do have a sticky backing, which is actually really helpful. And I got them here in the Range in the UK, so if you're in the UK, that's where I found them. My boyfriend actually picked them out when we were in the Range. He was trying to just find stuff that I liked so that it would speed up the process, and then after we bought them I was like, actually they do look a bit cheap, and like just some of them earlier, the first eye that I could find was very scratched and I didn't like that, but I couldn't find any other eyes until I found that white one. So I've just been fiddling around with how I think the title's going to fit on, and the second rainbow element that I have included is this rainbow alpha. So that is where my double rainbow is. I've got my rainbow of my papers and my rainbow of my alphas. So I felt like I needed something to kind of put a barrier between those two, as obviously I think the alphas, they do stand out enough because they're wider than the stripes of the paper, but I just thought that it would be a lot nicer if there was some kind of way to distinguish them. So I tried just putting them on the whites of the photo, but then that was kind of making my layout too like squashed and wasn't going to fill up enough of the page. So I tried putting just one doily behind, and then I've ended up with these two doilies. The doilies are just from AliExpress, so I am now just sticking everything down. I have purposefully left everything quite slow. Let me know down below if you prefer this, if you prefer it a bit faster, just because the process was so quick. It took me 23 minutes in total to do the layout after cutting down the paper and picking out the paper. I can tell because that's how long my recording was. So I'm just going along now and sticking down each of these little things. As you can see, they've just got stickiness on the back, which is perfect, but I think that's also why they were looking a bit scratched up, is because in the pack some of the backings had come off and so they were sticking to each other and ripping parts of the paper off. So that's just something, I mean, they were £1 or £2, so you can't really complain. So now I'm just using this little journaling element that is from the Maggie Holmes cut apart sheet. When I started this, I thought, great, I've got a nice rainbow page and it's a small page, so I don't need much embellishments. I'll go and look at like for Rosie's Studio collection that has similar colours. And I'd completely forgotten that I had these cut apart bits from the Maggie Holmes collection, because I don't Rosie Studio's kind of the only embellishment packs I have, because it's so expensive over here in the UK to get them, and I don't know, it just doesn't seem worth it to me. So when I saw a Rosie Studio one, I thought, I'd try them out. And then I've got quite a few of their collections because it's just so cheap and you get so much for the money. But obviously that then does become a problem when you're trying to match things to the collection. So I think I did quite a good balance, and these little journaling elements kind of work well with the things that I've bought in from my stash. So like the alphas are from my stash and the paper doilies, because they just kind of add the texture, and then things where you're adding the colours, it kind of is from the collection that's paper. But actually I think those alphas match really perfectly with the colours. They are slightly more muted, like they're pastel versions, but they are kind of the exact same yellow and the exact same green. Like they're not warm, they're more like, well, they are. I don't know how to explain it. It's like a cool, grungy rainbow, but without the red and the pink still being the warmth. So I've just stamped the date in a Memento Dewdrop ink pad in the colour Cottage Ivory. I was going to go and stamp black, and then I thought that's not very I want to use my coloured inks more, and I thought because it was double rainbow, I thought it actually made me stop and think for a minute. So then I kind of looked at all my inks, and I think you saw me test on the back of that floral there, just to check that it kind of was the same green, and it was. And so I was really happy to use that ink pad, because apart from Christmas I don't very often use that very foresty green. So now I've stuck that tag down stupidly and have not punched out the little hole, or I hadn't, it was half stuck down, but the punch doesn't end up being quite the right size for it, but I don't think that you can notice too much in the finished layout. So now I've kind of got the base down, I've got the photos, the title, the journaling on, so now I just kind of want to fill it out to make it just feel a bit nicer. So basically sticking the journaling on was just going to look really strange on that corner because it was also symmetrical, so I needed to make sure that there was something on the other corner to balance out the journaling. And so I just faff around trying to layer up the pieces from the Maggie Holmes Garden Party cut apart sheet, just to make sure that it kind of is all even, and it ends up spreading the colours around a bit more and getting more of the colours from the background paper into the kind of forward elements of the page. But I'm really surprised with how nice this was going. I actually, when I first saw that the theme was double rainbow, I have the rainbow washi tapes from, I can't remember what collection it was, but I think it's a Jen Hatfield collection, and I absolutely love the rainbow washi tapes, and I just thought rainbow washi tape, that's exactly what I'm going to use. But then the colours in those tapes are more primary colours, and these are really not, so I thought that was going to be my second rainbow element, but that just wasn't going to work. So then I thought I was going to have to do 2 pages to get 2 kind of rainbow elements in, but I ended up finding the alpha titles, which worked perfectly with the colours of this rainbow paper, because it is a very unique colour scheme, but I do really, really love it, and it is just a bit fun. So now I've got these vine wooden embellishments that I've been trying to put on everything at the moment, and especially because this is in my 2020 scrapbooking, not album, because I started Project Life in 2021, so I've got a 2021 Project Life that's completely done apart from December, so I'll be doing a flip through of that hopefully soon. But yeah, so because then everything else is kind of working backwards, whatever fits in an album will fit in an album. This was going to be in that album, so it was further away from everything that I've been scrapbooking recently, so I wanted to try and get these on, and I just thought that they'd work perfectly for the page. And I like the way that I've done the 3, and I think the placement of them worked quite well, because you've got one next to each title, but because they're kind of both at the end, I kind of first thought that it'd be at the front and the back of the title, but I'd already put the third one down, and I couldn't really think where else I would have put a third one that would have looked as good. It would have looked nice with 2. So now I'm playing around with these little wooden hearts, and I really like the 2 at the bottom, but then if I put a third on, it will just be next to other wooden embellishments, so then I feel like I'm just adding the wooden texture without kind of spreading it around the page, so then it doesn't feel like it really needs it. So I think that I'm pretty much done now. I am just going to add some white splatters to the page, which is literally just, I've got an acrylic paint and I've mixed it up with water, and then I am going to be putting some of the Dovecraft, it's the glitter glue in what's the colour? Crystal. I really, really love it. It just kind of, it's clear, but it adds sparkle. So I absolutely love that. So that's the final 2 things that I'm adding to this layout. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel, and make sure to check out all of the amazing ladies that are playing along in the description. They all are wonderful, and I absolutely love going through, and just in the description there should be the links to everyone's channel, and you can just kind of go through and work your way through and watch all the videos and see what everyone did. I hope you have a lovely day, and I will hopefully see you in my next video. Goodbye.